This is Ultima Luminaire, and we are on gameplay video number 2. Here we have arrived at the storeroom, and the gnome requires us to find a shield. The developers have placed plenty of destructible objects though, so I'll go ahead and smash these. A lot of items are around. They are mostly armor and equipment you will get that pertains to a class later in the game. The classes are Brawler, Rogue, and Mage. And the satisfying thing is that you don't have to stick with any one of them. You can actually intermix them as you please. For the most part, the items in this dungeon are preset, but later in the game they will be randomized, so you will have the opportunity to gamble on your luck. So here we have the shield at last, and an encounter up ahead will provide us the opportunity to use this shield. We'll just have to wait for it though. There we go. So these enemies come in, just bashing them around, but the shield will block their damage. And another maneuver is the parry. The parry attack will, when timed correctly, stagger enemies around you and deal damage to them. This is extremely useful in melee combat, but you cannot use it against range attacks. You'll just have to hike it over to whoever's fighting you from afar. Now that we have the bow and arrow, the game has a secondary weapon feature. You can scroll to it in the middle of combat. This is very useful when you need to switch strategies on the fly. The bow itself is the first weapon you get that can charge attack. This allows you to easily snipe enemies and increase your damage, especially from skills and weapon proficiencies as you level up. We'll have an opportunity to use the bow up ahead too against more enemies, and it's here that we'll see the shortcomings of the targeting system. The targeting system will lock on to the nearest object, regardless of whether it's an enemy or a crate. This can provide some very frustrating moments later in the game. Fortunately, you can move around with the bow drawn, and that makes life much easier. We'll be following the road up ahead to the next weapon. The next weapon is the dagger. And the dagger itself is, as its name implies, a light, very combo-centric weapon. It deals a lot of damage over time, and as you unlock more abilities for it, it can dash around the battlefield and perform maneuvers that auto-critical. It's very satisfying when you actually get to it, and specializing in a weapon does not go unrewarded. But if you choose to go all out with two weapons, well, you just saw right now, you can actually switch between weapons in mid-combo. You can extend your combo indefinitely this way. This can take short work of most standard enemies, but the dagger is meant for stealth kills. Here we have the stealth mechanic. It is similar to other games of its kind. The enemies have a perception bar that fills up as they perceive you, but unlike those games, enemies that don't perceive you don't tell a soul. So if you actually steal something from someone and no one else sees you, you are clear. You do not go to the slammer, you collect money on start. So here we'll have another opportunity to make full use of the stealth mechanic, but for the most part this segment of the video is done. So we will be picking up right where we left off in gameplay video number 3.